Hey everybody, welcome back to 14 Rings, an NFC East podcast, and we are back all together for the first time in what seems like forever. Earl, welcome back. Maurice, you were gone the episode before, and Mal, you missed the episode before that. It felt like,
Yeah.
almost a whole rotation. That's crazy, but that's okay. But before we get started, we do want to offer a moment of silence for Marshawn Kneeland and his family, as well as the Cowboys organization. So we're going to do that now. All right, so that being said, we will talk about that more later on, I'm sure, right, JT? In the meantime, we are going to get to our predictions that we do every single week. We made these predictions in the preseason. Some of them look pretty good, some of them don't. When I say don't, I'm talking about my team, guys. I'm not even going to lie. That being said...
Oh, fall from heaven.
You know what?
At
least I can't
maybe.
Reality.
I've had him go 3-14, and that's looking pretty good right now.
You know what?
Change the date on the calendar.
You know, if that happens, it is what it is. Anyway, so let's get to the Commanders first. Week 10. We all had them losing that game, and surprise, surprise, or no surprise, they didn't do it. So they didn't win. So that's not a surprise there. Week 10 for the Cowboys was a bye week. I hope you enjoyed your extra week off, Earl. 10 for the Giants. Everybody but one person had them winning this game. Who was that one person that did not have them winning? You are correct, Mal. By the way, Mal is playing through... This is her flu game.
No flu. I'm up. I'm good. I'm chilling.
Cold game, then.
It's a Lamar Jackson week. Because he always has a flu game every year, so this is mine.
Yeah, okay. Mal's questionable.
Yeah.
I'm questionable, but I am playing.
That's true. And then for the Eagles, we won 50-50 on this. Two of us had them losing, two of us had them winning. Who were the two that had them winning?
Me?
Earl and Maurice. Mal, me and you had them losing. All right, that being said, enough of that. I suppose we should probably get to the Giants not only having the first game, probably the biggest news out of everybody. And by the way, for those that missed it, Mal did a live reaction the same day as that news, and I give the floor to Mal.
Yeah, so I'm going to start with the game first because there's really not much to talk about. Same stuff, different week. Another week of losing when you're leading by double digits in the fourth quarter, which will lead me into my big news story. Jackson Dart had a very nice game into the fourth quarter until he went out with a concussion that was very poorly managed by Brian Daboll. Once Russell Wilson went in, I knew we were losing that game. Like when I tell you, I didn't even bat an eye. I was like, there's no way. I've seen it so many times this season when the defense just folds when they lose a key guy in the game. They just fold. They just don't care. It's like a lack of caring, but that's a lack of coaching. I don't really have much to say about the game. Jackson Dart was the player of that game. He was the one who really showed out. Defense played okay up until the fourth quarter, but guys, I'm not happy with the way that Dexter Lawrence and Abdul Carter are playing. We need those guys to start making plays. I mean, you could talk about the pressures all you want. Pressures aren't yielding results for this defensive line. It's just a shame because this was supposed to be a top unit going into this year. I think that, Darius Slayton went out with an injury. He had an awesome one-handed catch. I will give him a shout out there. That was a really good catch, that one-handed catch there. We need those guys to start making plays. It does suck because I think that, and I'll get into this with my preview next week, because this will be a big preview week for me because there's going to be a lot of changes. But to go into the big news after that fourth double-digit loss in the fourth quarter, Jackson Dart's injury being wildly mismanaged, the Giants have fired Brian Daboll after a few years. It was inevitable. I think that this was a good start. Now, there's been a lot of conflicting reports going on with John Mara and, wanting to keep Shane. In my honest opinion, and I've talked to a lot of people about this, I've gotten a lot of different opinions from some good content creators, from just some fans that I've known for a very long time. And the conclusion that I have is I don't think Shane is completely safe. I think that they're going, and I'll finish before I let y'all kind of chime in here. I think that for right now he is, because the big factor being John Mara's health. I don't think that right now he can take it all on by himself. So I think that he's seeing Shane in a higher regard than what everybody else is seeing. I think that Shane piloting, looking for a head coach is rather stupid, because I think that if the Giants lose out the rest of this year, I don't think he's going to be back in January, but I'm not 100% sure if he is going to be back in January. I don't know. I don't believe Mara for a minute. I think that a lot of this is going backwards, but I do believe that Brian Daboll did need to be fired. I think that after that mismanagement of Dart's concussion, you just can't have that. Then you have fourth quarter collapses throughout the whole entire season. It falls on you, man. And it equally falls on Shane Bowen too. He needs to be fired next. I don't think we'll see him out until the end of the year, just because at this point, Mike Kafka will be stepping in as interim head coach, so we'll see what he kind of has there. I don't really have much else to say besides dumpster fire of a season. I think that kind of starts with Brian Daboll. I think that listening to the players' comments of how they just kind of were like, meh, it's whatever, shows you like what they really thought about him. In the end, we'll see what happens. More to come, as I like to say. But inevitable decision. Don't think anyone can doubt that. But what do you guys think?
Well, I'll give it to Earl because he wasn't here last week. So, Earl, go ahead.
Oh, you want to give it to me?
Yes, sir.
All right, it's going to be short and sweet. Yeah, I got a chance to watch this game. It's actually one of the main games that I was able to watch. And overall, I thought I saw progression.
Mm-hmm.
But that fourth quarter, just seeing just one thing after another, when the turnover started falling, the team started to crumble. And when Dart couldn't get back in the game, as you said, putting Russ in there, that Russ and trust that y'all do, it ain't working this game. But yeah, it is what it is. But definitely with the firing of Daboll, I got a short little message to say about that. As a diehard Cowboys fan, speaking for all Cowboys Nation, we're truly going to miss Brian Daboll.
No.
He gave us unforgettable memories. And as a head coach for the Giants, including a 0-7 against the Dallas Cowboys, from all of us from Cowboys Nation, thank you for your service. We'll never forget your highlight reels.
Ooh.
But, yeah, Daboll, go back to Buffalo where you should have never left.
Oof.
Sean McDermott
okay.
could have taken back. They hate each other.
Wow. Okay. I love that. So I just have a few thoughts here. I think we all thought that Daboll should have been fired last year as well as Shane. I think we all agreed there. And if you were going to bring them into the season, if you hadn't fired him up to this point, I get it's another fourth quarter blown lead here, but like, I don't think your season's lost. Let's be clear. As somebody that also has their season lost now, it's just I don't see the point. Like, I don't know. Something must have snapped, and maybe it's just the handling of Jackson Dart's concussion. This is the second time he hasn't
That's
handled
absolutely the reason why.
Yeah.
He was evaluated for 4. This is his first one.
So I'll say this. Joe Shane probably should be gone at the end of the season. I think you're right with the health part of it. I don't think he would be gone, but if you do get rid of him, I actually think there's a perfect in-house solution here. I'm a big fan of Brandon Brown, to be honest for you. I think he's a good GM. You don't have to do an external search all that much. He was the only person that spoke up against the Saquon thing, right? He was the only person, right? So clearly he has a better mind for it. And in general, like if at least as like a bridge GM, Brown can at least, he's familiar with the roster, so it's not like you have to turn over the roster completely. He can tweak it how he sees fit. And like I said, Adam Schefter reported that Shane is here to find the next head coach. But if you are going to get rid of him, I think Brown is the best option as his replacement. Will he get it? Probably not, but that's just my thoughts. Earl?
Oh, yeah. Also to the conclusion, Mal, I was doing some research for you guys for potential head coaches. I know there's speculations about Brian Flores, even Mike McCarthy. I'll throw one that no one hasn't been talking about. Why don't you get a guy that worked with Dart and Lane Kiffin? I know that's
you are not the first person that said that, and I like that too. Yeah.
Right. That could possibly be someone who knows him, but it also works under an offensive scheme that Dart knows. I have another name as well, Brian Kelly. He worked with Malik Neighbors. And one thing that he can do, he can rewrite what is occurring, but he also gives a stern positiveness that if the players can buy by his system, I think you got someone that they'll be able to respect as a head coach. But I'll do some more research for you.
See, here's...
Sorry,
go ahead.
Real quick. We'll definitely talk about that more when the season concludes because they're not going to be looking for a head coach right now. Obviously, that'll be done in the off season. Right. I'm more so just interested to see if Kafka changes anything at all. I know that him and Daboll have butted heads on numerous occasions, so I think he's going to kind of fully run this team now, which as he should. He's the interim head coach. So I'm really interested to see what happens here. I think that also, not for nothing, one of the biggest things that people complained about with Daboll was that he designed too many run plays for Jackson Dart, but that's also partly Kafka too. So I'm interested to see on how he kind of fixes that moving forward.
Well, who was calling the plays? Was it Daboll?
Well, no, Kafka was, but Daboll was involved in play calling.
Okay.
He was kind of like the overseer.
Yeah. But now it's all Kafka, so we'll see.
Yeah, I think I mentioned this last. I think I mentioned this last week. I think the same thing we saw with Jayden Daniels, we're seeing with Jackson Dart. You got to protect your quarterback, and we mentioned this earlier in the season. I think it was the Eagles game when Jackson Dart went to the blue tent, and Daboll ran over there to make sure he was already bring him back in the game. This was to, buy Daboll some time, maybe save his coaching tenure with the Giants, bringing Jackson Dart along as quickly as he did early in the season. It kind of blew up in his face. But it did blow up in his face. So I just hope that he can develop and be healthy, at least going forward next week. If he's not available due to the concussion, I want to see Jameis Winston in there.
Thank you. Yes.
No,
that's the biggest.
That I think will be a good statement from Mike Kafka, kind of knowing that he's serious. Russ is unplayable.
He's done. He
needs to be cut.
Unplayable. Yeah, unplayable.
You guys would have been better off. This is a hot take, or maybe it's not a hot take. You guys should have cut Russ in training camp and kept Tommy DeVito. At this point,
I mean, hindsight's 20/20 on that. They paid Russ $10 million, and Russ didn't have like the worst season in the world in Pittsburgh last year, so I understood why they did it. $10 million. I know. I mean, it was a 1-year deal, so it hit this year's cap. It's not going to hit anything more, and it was a rental quarterback.
To be mid.
Me too. But here I am, not even close.
Is it even mid at this point, though?
Nah, I'm going for the starting position. Won't that?
Nah. But no, yeah, I think the biggest change has to be Russell Wilson is inactive, and you have to have Jameis Winston as your backup.
I don't think Jackson Dart will be available next week. I don't think there's any reason for him to play at this point. Let him rest up. Let him get his head better. Let him get it straight. The Packers.
Ooh, they're going bad too.
It's gonna be.
I would start Winston.
Yeah,
at least for that one, because Russ, you need somebody that can at least command. Like, I'm not saying that Russ can't command. I think Winston has that like edginess about him that I think the team right now, you can probably will them back in to try to string something going.
Yeah,
try to help
for
the
real.
team.
Yeah,
whatever, man. I don't know. Defeated season after defeated season. Let's hope they get the hire right this time. I digress, as Earl says.
And by the way, no more wins. Tank. lose.
I told you we're gonna be 3-14, and y'all call me crazy. Every single last one of y'all call me crazy, and here I am.
You did.
I stand on business.
We're
gonna win a stupid game.
Being optimistic.
We're gonna win another stupid game.
Your talent should be better than what your record says. Your talent should be
coaching.
Too many first rounders just really not helping
Shane
the
Bowen
team
needs
like
to go
they
next.
should.
I want him next
he's
week.
definitely next.
I don't even care. I need Jordan Love to pop off, score 70 points because I need that man off my football team. Him and Deontay Banks both, they're on the hot seat in my. If I could fire him, I would.
Cook City.
I'll hire a plane.
Before we move on, let me ask you this, Mal. What do you hate more, Banks or Tony?
Ooh.
Different kind of hate. Kadarius Toney just aggravates me. Deontay Banks literally just sucks.
I was about to say, Tony actually calls her out on Twitter.
At least Tony stands on business. Deontay Banks is standing 9 yards off the receiver jogging.
No.
Dang.
All right.
Tony's got a friend with a mouse, so you don't got nothing to worry about now.
It's okay. Me and Tony, mutual, hate each other. Deontay Banks just doesn't know I hate him. He will, though.
It's close.
She's like, he will.
Don't show it in practice in the offseason.
All right. So let's get to the Commanders. Commanders got walloped against the Detroit Lions, 44-22. Where do I start here? Look, the offense. Honestly, I'm not even mad at the offense considering the lack of weapons that we had. I think we played admirably, all things considered. The problem was the defense. Yet again, Joe Whitehead came onto the field to try to help. Instead of being in the box, he came down, as I've been asking for, I guess this is year 2 now, for a while now. Happened, didn't matter. And as a result, probably one of the biggest developments here is that Dan Quinn's going to be taking over play calling duties on the defensive end, which is probably for the best, honestly. I know that Joe Witt's his guy, and that the only reason why he's not fired is because Joe Witt is his guy. Let's be clear.
Yeah, he's protected.
If he was not his guy, he'd be gone already. That is the only reason why he is. Now Joe Witt's going back up into the press box, to be clear. So, for this Miami Dolphins game, like, I can't even get hyped for the fact that we're playing in Spain because, like, so many negative things. We lost some more people. Trey Amos, broken fibula, pretty much probably done for the season. They haven't officially ruled him out for the season, but let's be real, guys. He's probably not coming back. One of the bright spots, actually the brightest spot of this cornerback room, is now gone for the season. We had a few other guys go down with injuries too, so, fantastic, right? I say that with the utmost sarcasm. So Dan Quinn's taking over play calling, and hopefully that can slow down the bleeding. But let's be clear. They're saying that they're going to reevaluate Jayden Daniels after the bye week in week 12. Look, I'm not saying I don't like tanking, but at the same time, we're a top 10 pick right now. Why not?
Yeah.
Why not? Let that kid get completely healthy. The offensive line is not the problem. Cliff Kingsbury, I've already said I'm okay with him being fired. He had a better game play calling wise, but honestly, too little too late at this point for me. Joe Witt needs to be gone. Like I said before, the only reason why he's not gone now is because he's Dan Quinn's guy, or else he would have been fired. Like, if that's not Dan Quinn's guy, like, he's gone in almost every other situation. Player of the game for us in this game. Do I have to choose one? I suppose so, right?
Real quick, though.
Yeah, go ahead.
Do you think Kingsbury will last this season?
So, I think he probably will. Yeah, he probably does. Just because Jayden's been out, you can make the excuse that
I have a question real quick.
Yeah.
Oh, I got one too. Go ahead.
Well, before you ask that, I'm just gonna say I'm gonna give player of the game probably DeMarcus Mariota. Oh, and we lost Treylon Burks to a finger surgery too, by the way. Yeah, he had a good game, 3 catches for 58 yards, but guess what? Finger surgery, out for a little bit.
He can't stay healthy at all.
No, and by the way, I don't know if I'm going to pronounce this guy's name correctly. He's an undrafted rookie. Al Cahill. Yeah, he went out with a bad concussion, bad. Like he couldn't even stand up.
Yeah, he was. They had to help him up.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, no, look, I don't know what to say here, guys. Look, in random, but
y'all or something.
Well, and here's the thing, and I forget who said it, but I was listening to content creator, and he put into words what I was trying to articulate for the last couple weeks: timelines.
Yep.
In basketball, you hear 2 timelines all the time, right? If you follow basketball, you hear it with like the Golden State Warriors, the San Antonio Spurs. But in football, timelines are a little bit different, right? Sometimes you try to accelerate a timeline when you have an elite rookie quarterback. The problem is, here's the problem, though. Here's the problem. This roster is still recovering from the Ron Rivera regime, okay? We got rid of a lot of people.
Yep.
And you had, guys who weren't like full-time starters play up above their, expectations last year grade. You had veterans play better than what you expected to last year. And you had young guys pop off. But some of our young guys still need development. Ben Sinnott, I saw flashes this week. I was happy to see that. But guess what? He still needs more run. And Zach Ertz there are some veterans taking away from these young guys' development at this point. Zach Ertz is one of them. Yeah, progress stopper, yeah. So, but the timeline is, we fooled ourselves, the front office included, fans, front office, all of us got fooled by the timeline here. Because we won probably 5 to 8 games that were like last-minute drives, and Jayden Daniels... This is just a testament to how great he was last year, and I think he still can be, but at the same time, you're not going to win all those games every single time. And that's pretty much what happened here, is that those games that we were winning in the fourth quarter because of miracles by Jayden Daniels weren't happening this time, okay? And it was magical. And look, I think that this team, Jayden Daniels can get back to that. I think this team can get back to being very good. But and look, first-time GM Adam Peters fell for the trap that so many young GMs happen. You see, he fell for it, and you know what? He got into the trap. So now, how do you recover? Well, I thought you usually try to recover by trading your veterans. So either there weren't trades out there, or there weren't trades that were any value out there. That's not good. Okay.
I think y'all just missed the window.
The good news is that you do still have, even though you don't have a second round or fourth round pick, you still have a lot of cap room. So you can still sign some young guys. George Pickens. Sorry. But I think overall you haven't completely ruined the window, but you have set back the timeline a little bit more now because you wasted a year. But I think overall there's that. But what are your guys' questions before I get to the other news?
Go ahead, Mal.
No, I was just gonna ask Maurice and Lucas. This is a question for you. With y'all both unhappy with your offensive coordinator situation, would you hire Brian Daboll as your OC?
I need more time to.
Time out. Time out.
I need more time to think about that one.
Lucas made a statement, and the statement was so outrageous it froze JT.
Go ahead and speak your case, because I've been waiting for this one.
I mean, look, you guys are going to be in cap hell next year. It's going to be very difficult to get You guys are what is it, $75 million over the cap?
I was sliding past the George Pickens comment because I knew Earl was going to get to it eventually.
Really? Why would he want to pay for abysmal? He likes his ankles. Why would he want to play on that field? And you think just because of Jayden Daniels there, man can't stay healthy? Hold on, I'm not done. The biggest thing is you want to really try to think like, hey, bring him over and so on from there. If he does, hey, it is what it is. It's a business decision, but for him, I would rather him go where is brighter. He has his opportunity, and for it. I don't think he would ever make that move.
Let me just ask you this: if he didn't stay with the Cowboys, where should he go?
Won't find that out till the offseason, brother.
Okay, so that's where we're at. Okay. All right. Any other questions regarding the Commanders?
And another thing is, you constantly, you are like, ooh, See, you're worse than like a little brother trying to steal the food off of your big brother's plate. But it's like you don't go with your own knowledge, but yet you want to steal the happiness from teams in the division by not understanding what you're doing. So you're telling me you think Cliff Kingsbury would know what to do with Pickens?
I said that I don't think I'm saying that I don't think Cliff Kingsbury should be there next year. That's what I said.
If he wants Brian Daboll as his OC, he might.
And this is amazing because from what took place, I'm gonna get back to that. The situation to that is that you're just like, man, we got our guy, like Jayden Daniels. Yeah, he's the guy. You make it to the championship game, but you also know that see you do it again. So basically, from what's taking place is an asterisk. But also account injuries. You can't fault the injuries.
We lost a lot of people this year. We lost our 2 starting defensive ends. We've lost one of our cornerbacks now. We've lost safeties. We've lost our starting quarterbacks have missed what, 4 or 5 games now. We traded our running back. That was foolish.
No, Eckler.
Oh yeah, Eckler. Yeah, he was technically our starter week 2. Yeah, we lost him week 2.
Or you could make it seem like maybe some trades you should have waited.
The Laramie Tunsil felt like an overreach. You could justify it, but it felt like an overreach, especially if you were planning on drafting Connerly anyway. Like, if you were going to draft Connerly, just keep him on the left side, okay? That's my thing.
You regret the Debo trade?
The Debo trade wasn't that expensive. It was only a 5th-round pick. I don't regret...
How about the Kinlaw?
Kinlaw was signing... That was regretful. Yes, that was Adam Peters going for his guy. Yeah.
Oh, another thing. Debo's not going to go off like that, but you started, Lucas. The situation with Payne, like...
Oh, yeah, let's talk about that. Yeah, let's talk about that. Look, I'm glad that he didn't win his appeal. Because honestly, I don't appreciate unsportsmanship. Yeah. We talk about commander culture. That was not commander culture.
Oh, Kinlaw too. Like, he hit the ref and whatnot. It was look. At that point.
And here's the thing: Kinlaw's on a 3-year deal. We're stuck with him.
I think it's just disciplinary action. I think Quinn will nip that in the bud.
Hopefully, but
I think it would be a smart move for him to take over calling stuff. Yeah. I would just try to focus on secondary stuff because I mean that's what he's used to. Like,
and he's going back into the press box now. Yeah,
what it's like for that. And he was out of the press box this time. So
it did not help. Last thing, so it was reported that President Donald Trump wants the Commanders' new stadium named after him. We do not get political on this podcast. We do not get political. I do want to make a few statements, though, okay? First off, it would make much more sense for it to be called the new RFK Stadium. But if you're not going to go that route, either you get a sponsor name, which is the most likely option, right? Or you call it the Joe Gibbs Stadium, okay? Those are the names that, or even the Wetzel Stadium, after the gentleman who made the original Washington Redskins logo, okay? Those are my options. You can agree with them or not. That's up to you guys. I think
it should be a combo.
Like the Joe Gibbs RFK Stadium.
Yeah, RFK Gibbs Stadium or something like that.
Just kind of show appreciation. Yeah, that's fine.
Like, get Gibbs a statue or something. No,
that man deserves a statue.
One thing I'm going to say is it's not going to be named after Donald Trump. So
if I will say this, I think that you will lose a good chunk of the fan base if you do that. I will say that. I am not stating my political opinion. I am stating the fact that based off of how I saw Twitter react, you will lose a good chunk of your fan base if you do that.
I don't think
it's under consideration. And the only way I could see it is if he gave if he built the stadium himself. That's the only way I could see it. But he ain't gonna do that. So
I am not gonna get. If I say anything else, I'm gonna sound political, and I don't want to do that.
I will say this. Let me jump in. I will say this. Because where the stadium will be at, it will be like 200 feet away from the monument, correct?
It's in the technically national park. It's within walking distance. Yes.
Yeah, I suggested President Stadium.
I
Something
mean,
to that effect.
that would be okay
Yeah,
too.
something to that effect.
I mean,
But
the most likely
like
option here, guys, that they're probably just going to name it after whatever sponsor they get for it. Honestly,
yeah.
that's probably
like I
whoever
mentioned-
pays them the most.
Like I mentioned, I think it was like months ago now, when political people in politics should not step into the sports field. They should not have any effect on player acquisitions, trades, or any type of sports business. So we need to keep that separated.
Yeah.
So
Well,
that's what I'm saying now.
anyway, that's pretty much all that I have. Jayden did not make the trip down to Spain this week either.
Real quick, what's your thoughts on him not being on IR?
I think it's foolish. I think that, look, if he's going to be out 3 weeks already, and look, I get that is not a major injury, and yes, he could come back this season and play a good chunk of games, and maybe you want that for his development, but at the same time, like, you want to protect him from himself, right?
Mm-hmm.
And, like, he's already trying to come back. Then again, I'm a basketball first type of mind. You guys know this. Try to get the highest pick, obviously. That would be great. We could go 3 and 14, or maybe 4 and 13, something like that. That's also completely possible. We still might not get like a top 5, top 10 pick, depending on how bad some other teams go, right? Or maybe some other teams do better, right? Like, I don't know. I just think it's a look. I'm going to get crucified either way. I think Jayden Daniels should not play again this season. But if you want him to develop with some of the young guys, then you should try that.
That's fair. That's fair. You don't want any more injuries put upon your star quarterback. And if you feel like it's a lost cause, then put him on IR, because you really don't want to put his body at risk again. It's just kind of one thing after another.
They did elevate somebody from the practice squad today. I'm trying to pull that up real quick just so that I can cover that too. They signed some people off of there. I'm trying to find it. Give me 1 second, guys. But yeah, no, look. At the end of the day, Commanders, Jayden probably shouldn't play again. They probably will play him, though, not much to the chagrin. Robbie Chosen has been signed, and so has Jacoby Jones, have been signed from the practice squad, both wide receivers. I don't know if if Jacoby Jones has any relation to the other Jacoby Jones.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. Honestly, the person that I would like to see is Jacoby. No, hang on, Ja'Cory. Oh gosh, he's from LSU. We had him on the training camp squad. Ja'Cory, not Ja'Cory Cross-Mayer, the other Ja'Cory. Ja'Cory. Hang on.
Well, you find that out.
Ja'Cory Brooks. Thank you. Ja'Cory Brooks. Yeah. That's who I would like to see more of, but I guess they just don't want to do that. But anyway, young guys, Cam Madrano needs to play more. Just continue playing the young guys. Anyway, but that's all that I got. I digress.
All right, let's get to the Eagles game. This was one half of a snooze fest defensive battle. The other half was a snooze fest, a little bit offense. But anyway, we got the win. We beat the Green Bay Packers in Green Bay 10-7. It was like one of those defensive rock fights in the first half. Two really good defenses. I will give them that. Packers have a really good defense. Eagles have a really good defense. The difference was in the second half, our star players made a sprinkle of impact plays, just enough to score 10 points and win the football game. But with that said, can I cook a little bit?
It's something that you would like to know. It has nothing to do with the Eagles. The Sixers won the game 102 to 100. Just wanted to let you know because I know you care.
By the way, thank you for having me on Sixer Sense.
Oh, you're welcome. It was fun.
Thinking of dropping MB and stay healthy.
Don't. When he's healthy, he gets you a lot of fantasy points.
Shout out 76ers. Good win.
Shout out 76ers. Go Sixers. Anyway,
right.
by the way, before I just want to say this: people that I don't get you guys on TikTok. Yes, I grew up in Delaware. That's why I have a Sixers. That's why I like the Sixers because I grew up in Delaware, and that's why I also like the Commanders because I lived about 2 hours from both cities. So I gave each city one of my teams because I like both cities. God forbid. All right. Now that we got that over, I'm sorry for interrupting, Maurice. You can go ahead.
No,
Thanks
you
for
cleared
sharing.
that up. Yeah. And you're a West Virginia fan too, so.
Oh yeah, don't
Well,
forget
that's
that.
because my dad went to WVU. That you know.
Right. Nice.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to the other Philadelphia sports team. Yeah, this was a game of a lot of bad coaching. Just to get to the nitty gritty of it. Both sides, both coaches. Shout out Vic Fangio. He was the only good coach on the team yesterday. He coached a hell of a game. Jalen Phillips' first game made an impact. Fumble recovery, a couple pressures. Loved it. Loved what I saw from him so far. Our secondary came up big. Now the Packers had some injuries, but still they made some impact plays. The linebackers was good as usual. The offense, though, this has been a recurring issue all season with the offense. It's like you have a Porsche, but you got water in the tank. I don't know what's going on. It's sputtering. It just keeps sputtering. I don't know what it is. Besides the fact that it's I think most of the blame you got to put on Kevin Patullo. I don't think him being a first year offensive coordinator, I don't think he has full grasp of what it means to call plays, how you have to adjust in game to what the defense is giving you, and just play with the talented superstars that he has on his offense. And just the decisions that they come up with, like some of these run plays are just too predictable. And they mentioned a lot in the first half about the jumbo packages. Yeah, they're running the jumbo package. More than likely, they're going to run the football. That's pretty obvious. Like they overloaded one side of the line with a running back, a tight end, and another blocker. Yeah, they're going to run that side. These are just common things that any sports fan or football fan can pick up when they watch this offense. It's too conservative. Some of that you could put on Jalen Hurts. Um, a lot of his throws are very safe. He doesn't want to turn the ball over or at least throw interceptions. I get that. He did have a fumble in the game. That was unfortunate. Great peanut punch. But besides that, our offense is just too good. It's too much talent to be just average. We're an average third down team. We're an average first down team. They did have some good third and long conversions, but besides that, this offense should not just be synonymous with tush push. It shouldn't be just that. It should be high octane explosive offense. You got AJ Brown, who only had two targets for 13 yards. That's it in the whole game. AJ Brown was too good for that. Now, earlier in the season, I came down on AJ Brown because I thought he was being selfish, which he hasn't done. He hasn't made any tweets. Make that clear. He hasn't made any tweets. But
Yet.
I kind of understand where it's coming from now because he needs to get the ball. The offense is better when he gets the ball. When he's targeted more, it's just another threat defensive coordinators and the players on the field have to contend with when they're dealing with AJ Brown. Now, shout out Devontae Smith. He's been playing at, dare I say, an all-pro level. He's been playing great this season. He's such a great deep ball threat, even at his size. They always call him Skinny Batman. He's always down the field making the spectacular catches. Shout out to him. He had a touchdown this game, the only touchdown in this game. And Saquon had a big reception run. So besides that, the offense really didn't do much this whole game. When it came down to the fourth quarter, I thought Nick Sirianni almost gave the game away. I don't know if any of you guys saw it, but at the end of the game, he had opportunity to punt the ball away and run down the clock and pin them like inside the 15, 10, whatever. And he decided to go for it on fourth down, unsuccessful pass attempt. And they had the ball at the 35, almost 40-yard line with an opportunity to go down and kick a field goal to tie the game up and go to overtime. I thought that was a ridiculous decision on his part. Pretty much coaching malpractice, and he should be lucky that McManus had a bad leg, a groin injury, and couldn't kick that, even if it was 65 yards. There's a lot of kickers out here that couldn't make a 65-yard field goal. So he should be lucky that that field goal didn't go through because he would have been on the hot seat just for that decision alone. Really ridiculous decision not to punt that ball. But besides that, this was a tough, hard win. I'm definitely going to take this. Player of the game, I'm going to give it to Jalen Phillips. I mean, what a great acquisition that was. He's going to be an impact player. I compared him to Josh Sweat. That's exactly what he's going to be. He's going to be that athletic edge rusher that's going to disrupt things and get some sacks. Vic Fangio knows exactly what he's going to do with him. Before I end, I do want to talk about another trade that they made that looks like it's not going to work out for the Eagles, and that's Jair Alexander, who didn't play in the Green Bay game. And he's saying he's taking a break from football right now for his mental health and for dealing with lingering injuries that he sustained throughout his whole career. For the mental health, I say, Jair, get well, get everything together. I hope and pray that everything works out for you. I hope that he can produce something for the Eagles, but that's secondary in this manner. So I just want to send prayers to Jair. Hopefully, if not this year, hopefully you can come on back. We'll welcome you right back to the Philadelphia Eagles organization next year, and hopefully you can make an impact then. But anyway, I digress. Any questions?
Nope.
Nope. GC?
All right. Yeah, it was a defensive game yesterday. I actually like games like those because it shows what your team is made of. But also, it's like a chess move. Like one team makes a move, other one makes a move. So I do like being able to see that. I'm kind of used to those type of games because you learn a lot from it. When I can say the acquisition for Phillips, I think that was smart because you also have Jahad Campbell, who's a rookie, and kind of almost the same thing of alignment is kind of what Phillips does. So I think that's kind of a learning thing that helps with them. But it also gives you Brandon Graham to help the interior defensive lineman also to continue to play better and discipline, to be exact. So, yeah, not bad. Good win.
Yeah. You got a name now?
No, I think that was well said. I think that's unfortunate for Jair Alexander, but I hope he gets well. Mm-hmm. I think that you guys still have the Lions left to play, right?
We play them next week. Sunday
All
night.
right. I'm interested to see that matchup for you guys.
It's going to be a good litmus test. We'll see who's going to be at the top of the NFC East of
for
conference.
Sure. How exciting.
By the way, sorry, go ahead.
The Lions don't take no mess. So I'll just keep it like that. And if the Lions beat you up, they're going to style on you. They're going to run up the score on you. They're going to celebrate. They're going to do trick plays. That's what the Detroit Lions do.
Looking to generate points.
So I should note that their offensive coordinator lost their offensive play calls responsibility, and now their head coach is now
Dan Campbell.
Dan Campbell is now calling the plays for them. So good luck.
Yeah,
Washington followed that suit on the defense right after that game.
Yep. We needed to. That was the right call. If you're not going to fire him, at least take away the play calling stuff.
Yeah, Dan Campbell is going to show no mercy when it comes to the offensive play calling, and I've called him Dan Gamble, but that's what he does. He gambles a lot. He goes for it a lot, and every Lions game you're gonna have one play where they try to pass the ball to a lineman. They do it pretty much every game.
That's every game. Interesting. I think my biggest thing is for how the Eagles offense is going to handle the defense of Detroit. I'm not fully sold on their defense.
I'm not fully sold on our offense. So here we go. Here we go. All right. So with that said, JT, take it away.
All right. Thank you. Yeah, I just want to first start out. I want to give a salute to the veterans today. Happy Veterans Day.
Yes. Absolutely. Happy Veterans Day, guys.
And just want to get this point across because I never got a chance to talk on it. The big news earlier last week was that the Dallas Cowboys defensive end, Marshawn Kneeland, passed away due to unwelcome circumstance. He was 24. He was coming to be a parent as well, and mental health is a very serious thing. But I would like to send my prayers and condolences to the Kneeland family and anybody who's involved in that. Mental health is a very serious thing. The last couple of weeks I've been enduring the mental health side of things, and it's a serious thing, but just taking it day by day. Those who are going through certain things like that, definitely go get the help needed. Talk to your family, talk to your friends, just to help, because everybody should rely on one another. I think that's definitely key, and I really hope Kneeland's family can be with one another through this difficult time. It's going to take some time to heal from it, and I'm still going through it, especially with the passing of Kneeland, because he was coming into his own as a player, but he was loved around Cowboys Nation. Gentle giant, like one of the coolest dudes you would meet. And just to realize that he needed help, that just hurts the most. You got Dak Prescott there, Solomon Thomas, one of the key guys, especially with that awareness, just with suicide and just the mental wellness and things. And it was definitely a cry for help, and it was only so much that could have happened. But I just would like to send my prayers to the Kneeland family and RIP Marshawn Kneeland. All right. I'm going to get into some of the news that took place over the past couple of days. Dallas made some big moves, some trades, things that they needed. They traded for Logan Wilson, and they traded for Quinnen Williams. I will have to say that Quinnen Williams trade, I think that was the biggest from the trades this trade deadline. You could also throw the Sauce Gardner and the Phillips one, but I think this one as a whole, I thought was the biggest that Dallas needed. They needed to shore up that interior, and in order to build that out, I was happy with the move. And I know that I've been on Jerry's heels over time, but when he makes the moves, I give him credit. And with how he addressed this, especially after that Monday night debacle, that was just brutal. It was crazy work. I didn't get a chance to watch the game, do the work, but got a chance to look back. It was bad. And I put blame on Eberflus not fully understanding his defense and having Schottenheimer babysit the defense where he's not focused on the offense. I'll get into that later. But yeah, with this trade, Jerry, he was in the middle of the night, 1 a.m, to make this move to utilize his draft picks, move stuff around. We're able to keep some of our first rounders for the upcoming draft, but we relinquished 1 and a 2nd. I'm not mad at that. And we gave up Mozzie Smith. Mozzie just really looked like he didn't want to play in Dallas, pretty much playing football as a whole. This man had his size, then they changed him, then he took criticism, he lost weight, tried to gain back the weight, tried to put more focus in him. Other players didn't like that he was getting so much attention. Then that backfired. Then he's away from the game, comes back to the game. He has to sit a game, and it's just a ripple effect, and they really couldn't figure out what needed to be done with Mozzie. And to ship him off and then bring someone who's in here that knows what they're doing, I ain't mad at it. But I wish Mozzie the best in New York. Yeah, they got those draft picks. I don't trust them with drafting players, but that's nor here or there. But overall, I heard some things last week, and one thing that was said that these trades won't really, they need more help after the trade deadline. Help is on the way. Demo's on the way, as well as Siobhan Ravel. Diggs is on the way. Dallas is going to be fine with this. I think what they needed to assure is that the interior pressure was key. I understand Dallas front office, you still owe us for the edge, but that's when it happens, you still owe us for that. But having Quentin Williams, this is going to really help this defense because it's going to apply the double pressure, which leaves guys one-on-one. Too many other guys on the edge. Go ahead, Maurice.
Sorry to interrupt, but my question is this too late?
What, for the season?
Yeah.
That only time will tell. There's 3 games behind the division, and until they're mathematically out, I say it's still a possibility. Maybe a 4%, 5% chance, but if they're fully out, then I understand that. But I'm looking for how my team responds, especially being in this hole. They put themselves there, and that's nor here or there. I can't fight that, but at the same time, with what is brought into this game with Quentin Williams and Logan Wilson, where he was benched because they didn't want to pay him and they want to go with a young guy. Dude could still play. He hasn't even hit 30 yet. And he was a green dot guy for the Bengals when they did go to the Super Bowl. No, the offense couldn't get it done blocking Aaron Donald. But the defense, like having him take care of what Murray couldn't, it shows that I said that if they can't close the door, Dallas maybe, just maybe, did not need to do a trade. But it was clear as day. They needed to bring a linebacker in here who knows what to do, and then bring an interior lineman in who knows what to do. So now that puts pressure on the guys that's there because it's putting everybody on notice. Now, I'm happy we have Kenny Clark. I'm happy we have Quentin Williams. You can interchange them or you can have them out there. I do have a question for you, Mal. What was one of the key things in the Eagles' 2 Super Bowls on how they got the Super Bowl?
The Eagles or the Giants?
Eagles. True, you can say both.
The defensive line. At least for the Giants. And definitely for the Eagles, too.
Yeah, gotta get pressure up the middle.
Exactly. And and you get one of the premier top, pretty much number one run stoppers in there who can also get upfield, I say that really stirs the pot and gets Dallas where they need to go. And maybe this is a bold claim, but after this trade, I could see Dallas only losing 2 games the rest of the season.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just getting an understanding where if they finish out 9-7-1, I'm happy with that. They finish above 500. But I have optimism where I believe they can right this ship. Focus on one game at a time. Sky's the limit. But to shore up that interior defensive line, that's what's the focal point. Then you can build out because you're at least taking care of the trenches. And hopefully, I hope, I'm giving Flus so much grace with this. He's the biggest problem on why the defense is the way that it is. Because maybe he was dealt a bad hand with the whole Micah trade thing. But you can focus now on the interior line. If he's constantly being babysitting help on the defensive side, how's the head coach going to focus on the offense? I said a couple of weeks ago, they were a number 1 offense when Schottenheimer was calling the offense. He's been focused a little more on the defense. So, yeah, the offense is losing what Schottenheimer is doing, trying to help the defense. I need this team to be well balanced. And I think with these trades, it definitely helps with that. But it also showed that you got to have Flus fall on the sword, because if he can't get this done with having Quentin Williams and Logan Wilson there and getting guys back, and you're telling me you still can't get it done, get this brother out of here. But I digress with the situation. I know that these trades are going to really help this Dallas defense, and it's really going to help the offense. And I believe they're going to finish out above 500. I digress.
Well, on that note, we didn't have anything planned for NFL news. I do want to note that Travis Hunter had to get his LCL repaired. That is, I guess, kind of the quote-unquote big news of the NFL. Thoughts and prayers. Could have been a lot worse.
Prayers up.
Yeah.
But do you guys think that he can play both sides? Do we really honestly think the Bengals could make a run at this point?
In that division, yes.
I mean, I don't know. By the time that he comes back, it all depends.
I suppose.
What's their record?
Hang on.
Not great.
It's not terrible, but it's not. I mean, I know Joe Flacco won them a game in the Grandpa Bowl recently. They are They are third in their division at 3-6. Ravens are ahead at 4-5, and Pittsburgh's ahead at 5-4. So not completely out of the division race yet. They are 2-0 in the division.
Oh, they had at least going for them, but record-wise, still for it. But
yeah,
it's some of these teams that are around that 3-5 range, maybe 3-6. They could turn it around, but they're going to need a lot of help with that. So it's just determination where it's not lost, but you just got to take care of business on what you got, and then we'll see who finished the finish line first.
I do want to point out something because I don't think anybody expected it or realized it, but the New England Patriots are 8-2. I don't know if you guys really realize that.
Talking about Drake May as MVP.
Honestly, if they can,
you know what's helping them? Interior linemen.
Mm-hmm. And having a head
what's
coach
also helping them? Easy schedule. Lucas should know that.
I know.
I'm just throwing that out
When it
there.
matters most.
Yeah.
Lucas took that personal.
I'm just like, what did I do to get a straight from Mal?
I'm just saying. I compare
Boy,
the.
You were on cloud 9 last season.
Yeah, I compare
as
the
I
Patriots
should,
to
as
them
I
last
should
season.
have been, as I should have been.
Yeah, no, as you should have been. I just compared the two situations very similarly. I just think it's kind of wild. Like, in the end, that should be the schedule that the Giants and the Commanders have next year, but we won't. It'll wind up being like second and third hardest. And
yeah, by the way, we're about to be on Hard Knocks here in like another week or so.
I can't wait. That's going to be cinema. Especially with Daboll fired. Kind of wild. Anyway.
Yeah. Kind of wild is the understatement of the year. Yeah, let's get to Earl's segment, and I do want to note that Mal was solely responsible for last week's segment because I am not.
So you snitching now?
Did you see me? Did you see me, Earl?
Wow.
I am getting away from the shrapnel. I'm getting away from the shrapnel. That's what I'm doing.
I like to call myself JT the Second.
For the viewers out there, there's only one JT Wolf. Just want you to know. There's only one.
Never duplicated.
No duplication.
All right. Well, let's get to it.
I appreciate you holding it down, but I got it from here, sis.
Absolutely.
P.O.P.
Take it away.
Yep, and see, Lucas thought I was gonna come after everybody after what happened last week. I'm better than that.
But maybe it's just like you like coming after me. I don't know. Maybe you like them more.
See,
I
like
think
them
that
more.
no. Earl likes to come at me in subliminal ways. Like his letter to Brian Daboll was coming for me. He just comes screaming directly.
Yeah.
So it's okay. He got me back in some way.
He sees you as a little sister, so he's nicer to you than me. That's why.
True.
Oh no, I try to treat everybody equally, but when I sense fear, it just brings the thrill.
The fear, okay.
Yeah. And by the way, JC does not like ketchup and mustard.
Really?
Wait, what are you talking about?
Ketchup and mustard.
I like
Major
ketchup.
Tutty.
Oh. Mustard.
All right. If you don't start this, I'm going to start this.
Well, I'm gonna start this. All right, it's time for Who's That Football Player? I can't believe Mal would get me with this one. This player played in 1949.
Oh,
1949?
come on.
I went really far
Okay.
back. It's a legend though.
I
It's a
do
legend.
want to note that somebody on TikTok actually got this.
Nope. Shush. I'm sick of these hints.
It's not a hint. I was
I'm sick
stating
of
the
these
facts.
hints.
I'm sick of these.
No.
things.
I'm tired of these hints. Because, you see, you gave a hint last week because I wasn't there. Yeah, I know about that, too. Well, this player had 10 interceptions for 251 yards. You'll be all right, Lucas. He had 251 yards, 10 interceptions, 2 touchdowns, 1 reception for 7 yards, 26 punt returns, 315 yards, and 1 touchdown, 2 kickoff returns for 26 yards. Career awards. I'm looking at this here. Hall of Fame, first team, all 1950s. NFL 100 all-time team. 9-time Pro Bowler.
Yeah.
4-time All-Pro first team. 2-time All-Pro second team. Wow. Maurice, as well as myself, who's that football player? If you don't know, pass it to me.
I will say that I had to shrink the font on the awards to make it fit on the graphic.
It was so much. You had to fit up. I will admit, I did see the TikTok reply.
Oh, you cheated.
In that case, can I answer it? Don't. Can I go? I go?
Sure.
I go?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay.
Go ahead, buddy.
All right, cool. See, Mal tried to get me with this and failed to realize my history. Talking about a guy who was nicknamed the Gremlin, nicknamed the offense on defense, was the first African American inducted into the Hall of Fame. First African American to play with the New York Giants. She tried to hit me with my knowledge. Man, what a tunnel. This a Mel tunnel.
Nicely done. I knew you were gonna get that one, but I think I wanted to bring him into who's that football player. So.
Yeah. Good job. Oh yeah,
Legend.
I forgot to write that he was in the Hall of Fame on
Legend.
there. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
kind. I mean, he
Yeah,
is.
he was a legend. Like he
Yeah, he is.
they had a tendency to call him supernatural because what he was capable of doing on defense, it was as if he was on offense. And just learning about him, like he was one of those guys who was like a Swiss Army knife. Whenever he got the ball in his hands, he made immediate impact. Forever a legend. Shout out to Tony.
Shout out.
Fun fact: he was the 10,450th pick in the 19. Hang on, why does it say 60 draft? I'm so confused. Okay,
Had been 30, something like that.
Anyway,
And I'll throw you a fun fact. He was also in the Coast Guard. He actually helped save 2 of his.
Yeah, he was in the
shipmen.
Coast Guard.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow,
That is
That was a
interesting.
nice who's that football player, Mal, especially for today.
Absolutely.
Seems appropriate. All right, so let's get to poll questions. I think there's only one.
Yes. Did the Washington Commanders miss their mark by not trading any veterans at the trade deadline? 100% yes.
Absolutely.
Absolutely,
100%.
yeah.
Lucas,
No debate.
Lucas, you were in your feelings when you made this poll, right?
I was also very tired. It was late at night.
Oh man, someone give this guy a hug.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Oh, I feel bad for you, man. A little bit.
It's just,
Hey, what Mal? What was that you did last week? The sad violin.
The small violin.
hey now,
Small
hey
island.
now, hey now. I use that at my work. You can't use it on me. Come on now. All right.
Yeah, I can't.
Anyway.
Be for real.
Trivia question this week was a Cowboys trivia question.
Oh,
Yes.
I know I didn't put my answer in for last week. It was dealing with 4 quarterbacks with the Eagles. I'm gonna go ahead and place that now. I think it was Donovan McNabb, Walker Toolen Wentz, I think Randall Cunningham, and the guy Jurgensen.
Yes, that's
That is
correct.
correct.
Cool.
Jim?
Hey, I take notes. It's on homework. So
All
be on the
right.
test.
Well, thank you for taking those notes. Let's see if you pass this test. So the question is, who was the guard that the Dallas Cowboys drafted in the 5th round of the 1992 draft?
Dang, I was 1 year old. 1 year old.
I wasn't even born yet.
Yeah, that's great.
Um,
If y'all don't know, can I go?
was it Larry Allen?
You say Larry Allen. Mal, who do you say?
I think Larry Allen was 94. Go ahead, Mal. What you got?
I'm thinking. I don't even know what guard played on the team that year, honestly.
They had a really good offensive line. I'll say that much.
They did have a good offensive line in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
I can't ask for a hint, right?
No.
Phone a friend?
Earl does not allow hints.
All right, no hints. Okay.
I can tell you he was there when they won their first Super Bowl. I mean, their third Super Bowl. Yeah.
In 96?
2.
92.
Going in their 92 season.
I have no idea.
Earl, who
Can
do
I
you
go?
think it is?
It's Rod Milstead.
It is.
Wow. Yeah, only a Cowboys fan
that's
knew
right.
that one. Yeah,
Yeah,
I knew
truly.
that. Larry Allen was the first one to come to mind.
That's
yeah,
fair.
Rob
He's
Milstead
go-to.
played until
R.I.P. to Larry Allen.
1999. Overall, had a decent career. He played in 121 games. All right.
I'm curious. Why did you come up with that one?
I guess you'll just have to wait and find out.
Probably where his college he went to. Probably.
Maybe. Maybe. Who knows?
Because you would try something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Anyway, so that being said, let's go ahead and wrap things up, guys. I think that's pretty much it.
Maurice, you want to do it or you want me to do it?
I'll do it.
Okay. Papa?
Once again, I want to say rest in peace to Marshawn Kneeland.
Mm-hmm.
Also, we forgot to mention this. Rest in peace to former commissioner of the NFL, Paul Tagliabue.
That is very
Yes.
true.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, also passed away. Really good commissioner who pushed the game of football to the next level, and then
Legend.
Legend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Before I do my outro, I do want to say this. If anyone you know is dealing with mental health issues or contemplating suicide, please call 1-800-273-8255 or text 988. You're always going to be loved.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I want to thank everybody for listening to this podcast. Please consider subscribing to this podcast on Spotify, Apple Music, iHeartRadio, and Amazon Music. Check out our YouTube channel. Give our videos a thumbs up, and please consider subscribing to our YouTube channel as well.
Hang on. Before you continue, I do want to note something. We are trying to get 500 views on our YouTube episodes. We got to 400 this last week. We want to try to get it to 500 next week. And we are very close to getting to our 200th follower on YouTube. So make sure that you spread the word and help us reach our goals here.
Yeah. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. Sharing is caring. Sharing really helps. Make sure to follow us on Twitter or X, Instagram, Threads, TikTok, and Facebook at 14_rings podcast. Until next week, be safe. Take care of you and your loved ones. Peace.
Raise hail.
Bye, y'all.
Blessings. Much love. DC for life.
Have a good night.